Once, not far from the city of Accra on the Gulf of Guinea, a man went to his farm to weed his yams and sell them in the market. When he arrived, he heard the voice. "At last you're here. You've never come around and you've never weeded me. Go away and leave me alone." The man was so surprised because he'd never heard this voice before, so he turned around and looked at the cow that was chewing on a cud. "Did you say something?" he said to the cow. But the cow didn't reply. "It wasn't the cow that was speaking to you," said the dog. The man turned around and looked at his dog. He was so surprised. The dog said, it said, leave it alone." The man didn't like the dog's tone, so he went to the tree to cut off a branch with his knife to whip the dog. When he cut the branch with his knife, the tree said, "Put it down." The man was so surprised, so he took the branch and then he put it down on a stone. "Do it gently," the branch said. So he did it gently. And then the stone said, "Take it off me." So he took it off. He said, "Wow!" This was enough to make the man run. He went running into the city. On his way, he found a fisherman with a trap on his head. "Where are you going in such a rush?" the fisherman said. "When I was in my farm, my aunt said, leave me alone." The dog said, "Listen to the yam." And when I went to whip him with a branch on the tree said, "Put it down." And the branch said, "Do it softly." And the stone said, "Take it off me." "Is that all?" the fisherman said. "Well," the trap said. "Did he take it off?" "Wah!" the fisherman said. They both went running in the opposite way. On their way, they met up with a weaver with a bunch of cloth in his hand. "Where are you going to in such a rush?" the weaver said. The farmer started and he said, "My yam said, leave me alone." The dog said, "Listen to the yam." The tree said, "Put that branch down." The branch said, "Do it softly." And the stone said, "Take that thing off me." The fisherman continued, and my trap said, "Did he take that thing off?" "That's nothing to be so excited about," the weaver said. And then the bundle of cloth spoke up and it said, "If it happened to you, you would run too." The three men went running. He dropped the cloth and they started running in another way. On their way, they found a man in the river. "Are you chasing a gazelle?" the man said. The fisherman said, "My yam said, leave me alone." The dog said, "Listen to the yam." The tree said, "Put the branch down." The branch said, "Do it softly." And the stone said, "Take that thing off me." And then the fisherman that had the trap on his head said, and my trap said, "Did he take it off?" And then the weaver said, my bundle of cloth said, "If it happened to you, you would run." "Is that why you're running?" the man in the river that was bathing said. "Well, wouldn't you run too if you were in their position?" the river spoke up. "Wah!" the man in the river said. He went running with the other men into the village and they went to the chief's house. In the chief's house in the village, the servant brought out the stool for the chief to sit on. He sat on it and listened to the four men's complaints. "What are your troubles?" the chief said. The four men started to tell the stories. The first man, the farmer, said, "My yam said, leave me alone." The dog said, "Listen to the yam." The tree said, "Put that branch down." The branch said, "Put it down softly." And the stone said, "Take it off me." The fisherman said, my trap said, "Well, did he take it off?" The third man, the weaver, said, "My cloth said, you'd run too." And the third man said, the river said the same. The chief listened to them very patiently, and then he said, laughing, "Ha ha 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 ha. Well, isn't that a wild story? You better go back to work before I punish you for disturbing the peace," he said. After the four men left, the chief was sitting down on his stool, and he's like, "Stories like this are the ones that upset our community." And then the stool that he was sitting on decided to speak up, and it said, "Fantastic, isn't it? Imagine a talking yam."